Hello, our objective today is to divide algebraic expressions. Now the last objective was add, subtract, and multiply, and that was a review. You had seen that before, but dividing is going to be completely new. And we use a method called synthetic division. Synthetic means fake, and this is a shortcut for what's called long division, which we're not going to go over in this video. So the way you do synthetic division is this. You start by drawing a big L shape, and that L shape is going to have rows for two numbers on the inside and one row of numbers below. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the numerator of what we're dividing and we're going to put the coefficients across the top row of the inside, and you do it like this. You'll have, since our numerator is degree 3, we're going to start with an x cubed column followed by an x squared column, then an x column, and then a constant column. So whatever your degree is, you're going to have one column for every exponent on the way down. So I'm going to fill these in. My coefficient of the x cubed is 2. My coefficient of x squared is 0 because there is no x squared term, and you do have to write a 0 there. Coefficient of the linear term is 7. Excuse me. And then the constant is 600. Next thing we do is we take whatever this number is and we write it on the outside, but you write the opposite of it. So this looks like a plus 6, so on the outside we're going to write minus 6. Now that's the setup. Pretty easy to do. Here's where it gets fun. First thing you do, and listen very carefully, this is going to be totally new, is whatever that first number is, you just write an arrow under it and you bring it down and rewrite it below. So I write a 2 there. Next thing you do is you take the number that's on the outside, negative 6, and you multiply it by whatever you just wrote on the bottom. And you're going to write your answer where I just put that arrow. So negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. Then you repeat the process by adding. So 0 plus negative 12, you're going to bring straight down. So 0 plus negative 12 is negative 12. Then you take that number on the outside, negative 6, and you multiply it again. You notice it's the exact same thing repeated. So negative 6 times negative 12 is positive 72. Pause the video if I'm going too fast, but then we repeat. 7 plus 72 is 79. So adding down and then multiplying by negative 6 to go up. Excuse me, that was my phone. Negative 6 times 79, I'm going to break out my calculator here, is, sorry, I wasn't ready for it. 6 times 79 is negative 474. So that's what I'm going to write right there. And then finally, you add going down for the last time. And 600 plus negative 474 is 126. All right. So first step is to do the setup. That's what I did in black. Second step is to do the add down, multiply up, add down, multiply up. That's what we just did. And then the third step is to actually write the answer. Now what we had here was an x cubed divided by an x. And you know what happens to that. If you have x to the 3 divided by x to the 1, exponent rules say you subtract. So this is going to give you x squared. Now this is just a little like side thought bubble, but what that tells us is what this is. That 2 is 2x squared. It started as x cubed, but it divided and went down by 1. So our answer starts with 2x squared. This just follows. So that used to be the x squared column, now it's the x column. So that's negative 12x. This used to be x, now it's the constant, which is just plus 79. And then finally, when you divide, sometimes you get a remainder. Not always, but this time we did. And remainders are always written as whatever the remainder is, 126, divided by whatever you were initially dividing. So that is x plus 6. So, just a quick reminder, if you started with x cubed, that means this is an x squared, going down x, and then constant, and then the last one, if you do this right, you should always have a remainder at the end. Even if it comes out to 0, you should have a space for the remainder. This might look complicated and new, but trust me, after you do this a couple of times, you will get really good at it, and it is a very powerful tool. So, our objective today was dividing algebraic expressions. The name of the method is synthetic division.